The Joburg Arts Alive and International Festival returns and promises to be bigger and better than before. Marking the 30th anniversary this year, the festival gives a platform for established and upcoming artists. To find out what to expect at this year's festival, we are joined by Ntshuxeko Manganye, who is the Deputy Director of Arts, Culture and Heritage. Good to have you on the program this afternoon, Ntshuxeko. Now, the Arts Alive International Festival really has a rich history of spanning over 30 years. How has the festival evolved over time, and what can attendees expect this time around?
Thank you so much, Ntshuxeko. Thank you for having me, and good afternoon to yourself and to your viewers. So yes, it does have a rich history spanning over 30 years, and I think what we have seen in the recent years and how Arts Alive has evolved, or what we call, that it has been reimagined, is in that it now encompasses, quite elaborately, various sectors of the arts. I think historically it used to be known, for being heavy on the music. In actual, particularly, the Jazz on the Lake, which was, the events that we used to look forward to. And there were other events that were happening as part of Arts Alive, but were not necessarily brought to the forefront or into the mainstream per se. So over the past years, what we've done is that we've involved, all other subsectors of the arts. We now have drama that is coming in quite prominently. We have dance that is now finding, expression in the stages of Arts Alive. We have visual arts. We also had, starting from 2022, the fashion, looking at emerging, designers that has also joined, Arts Alive. We also have some parts, of heritage and public arts that has also, become part of Arts Alive. So we're very much excited that it has evolved in that way. It is in an effort to ensure that, as many people as possible are able to find something that they would love and that they will enjoy within the Arts Alive Festival.
So, Ntshuxeko, the festival also aims to showcase local talent, cultural diversity, and also to honor those who have made a mark both locally and internationally. How does the festival then strike a balance between celebrating Johannesburg's unique identity, but also embracing global influences in the arts?
So how we do that is that, you will find that the artists that we have, within the Arts Alive as well are people that have, made the mark not only locally but also, internationally. I think from somewhere around 2022, we have not necessarily been able to bring so much, our international artists to Arts Alive, owing to a number of issues. I think initially it would be, the travel challenges, and then it was the budget. But we do have, for instance, people like Gregory Maqoma, who is an international sensation, in the dance fraternity, who is able to bring in, that element of people that have really made the mark, locally, but also internationally as well. And when it comes to other genres as well, like visual art, we have, for instance, Tendai Makaisa, who is going to be exhibiting as a solo artist at the Johannesburg Arts Gallery, in March. So we do ensure that as much as we promote local artists, but we also do acknowledge that not only do our artists thrive on our shows, but they also thrive internationally as well. And there's a lot that can be learned from international artists as well as they become part of Arts Alive. And as we also expose our audiences to other artworks that are out there in the world, apart from what they know, which is within Johannesburg or within South Africa.
So the Clash of the Regions program seems to focus on talent identification and also inclusivity. How has this particular initiative provided opportunities for artists especially who may not have had the chance to showcase their work to broader audiences, especially in remote areas of the city?
Yes, so this program is very important to us because of exactly what you were saying, is that it is the one that is particularly looking at the developmental aspects, talent identification, giving a voice and giving a stage to those who have the talent, who have the passion, but are out there and don't know how to actually, penetrate the market, or don't know how to get onto this mainstream stages. So it has been very important, and it has been very instrumental, to a lot of youngsters that were able to come, as poets that were able to come as comedians, as hip-hop artists. And what we have done this year is that we've included dance, because dance is one of those things that are very much alive, within our townships, within, our spaces that are not necessarily within, your most known regions, which would be Region F, which is the city center, and even Soweto, So we do try to make sure that we give a stage to those budding artists so that they can see what it's like, because one of the important things that we do with these developmental, programs is that not only do we give them a stage, but we prepare them, before they go on stage. And sometimes do we have a follow-up program, post the stage, so that they're able to draw the knowledge from those that have been in the industry for a while, and so that they are able to know what to expect and how to navigate the space.
So the festival itself includes a diverse lineup of events, from the Indigenous Gospel Festival to Jazz in the Lights as well. How does Arts Alive then cater to a wide range of artistic tastes and also engage audiences on varying interests?
It was very important for the city to ensure that we do not necessarily follow the flow in terms of what is happening within the cultural space, especially in Johannesburg, which is, sort of like your urban landscape that is looking at more of your hip and happening, type of art or type of works and creative output that is coming through. And if you look at the Indigenous Gospel, for instance, it's a space that has a very wide range, of audiences. People love, that form of art, or that form of music. I think, people used to look at it as just people coming to church, or maybe coming together in groups to sing. But now they're actually able to see it as an art form, in its own right. So it was very important for us initiatives that are happening within, the arts, that nobody else is actually looking at. And it was very important for us to encourage them and to say that, no, we do see and we do support them in what they are doing. So it was very important, and it's a very interesting thing that you juxtaposition, the Indigenous Gospel with the Jazz in the Light, which, jazz in itself, it's something that is very prominent within the arts and within the communities.
There are also new additions like the Sophia Town Revival Concert, and also the Creative Summit, which brings fresh dimensions to this festival. Can you share insights into how these additions actually contribute to the overall
the Sophia Town Revival.
You can go ahead, Ntshuxeko.
So if you look at Yes. Okay. So if you look at how our directorate is formed within the city of Johannesburg, is arts, culture, and heritage, and within there you find that there is your arts and culture as we know it. There is also a component of museums and galleries that we have, which is quite a rich history that we have within the Johannesburg, and then we have the heritage part. So it was very important for us to infuse that so that people are able to get a taste of each and everything. And I mean, Sophia Town, for instance, it is a space that has a very rich history, not only politically but also as a cultural hub, during its time. So we do have a museum that is based there in Sophia Town, in one of the three actually surviving buildings from the demolitions that happened during that time. And it was very important for us to revive that space and to just bring in people so that they can learn about their history and enjoy the music and the culture of that time, and also infuse it in what is happening at the moment. And I think with that, I would just like to indicate that we also have like public arts tours that are going to be happening around the city, because I think public art is something that is very valuable for the city, not only in terms of bringing the city alive, but it also educating us, in terms of what art is about, about what artists are doing. So those are the things that are very important for us to bring in so that they are part of the overall experience.
You mentioned the visual arts playing a significant role in the festival, featuring these exhibitions from renowned and emerging artists. But how do these exhibitions contribute to the stimulating thought, also inspiring conversation, and also engaging visitors on a deeper level?
That is very true. And if you look at it this year in particular, we've got quite a number of them. We've got Dada Khanyisa, that is still currently happening at the JAG, which is Dada Khanyisa is the prize winner for the FNB Art Joburg for 2022 that is currently exhibiting at the Johannesburg Art Gallery. And we've also got Lebogang that will be exhibiting at the Azayelanga Studios, which is actually happening tomorrow as well. And we had Soil Conversations that closed in on the 18th of November, the weekend that just passed. And we also have, another one that is coming that I indicated at Tatenda Makaisa that will be coming at the JEC as well. So it is very important, to also acknowledge our fine artists and not only just, relegate them to being in the museums or in the galleries, but, to just make sure that we bring them out and for everybody to see that, it is part of the whole, art experience. It is part of the vibrancy. It is part of the conversation, as we are saying, of Johannesburg. And it was very important for us to bring them in and to become part of the program.
Ntshuxeko, as we wrap up, and for those wondering how to get more information about all these activities that are lined up, how do they go about finding this info?
So info is available, on our social media platform as well as our website. We've got our website, www.artsalive.joburg, and we've got, our Twitter handle, which is @_alive at X. I still say Twitter. It's going to take a while. And we've got our Instagram and Facebook accounts as Joburg _artsalive. So if you want more information, we have everything there. We have our programs there. We have, information in terms of upcoming events, and we also have live feeds, at times of things that are happening, like we did, with the Clash of the Regions that was taking place at the District Mall today. So if you do need more information, you can, go to those social media platforms. You will be able to find more information.
Ntshuxeko, thank you very much for your time.